Hey, it's Nay. And welcome back to Nay's Little Garden and Home. So today we're going to be talking about fruit. The trees and the bush kind. So grab you a drink and a snack because you know I like to talk. I'll try to make this quick, but cheers. I am growing on about 3,000 square feet, give or take, of growing space. I have not encompassed all of that growing space with the things I want to, but it's all a work in progress, right? So I have about 3 trees, 5 or 6 bushes, and then a bunch of strawberry plants. Let's walk through that real quick. I want to talk about what I already have and then what I intend to get for 2026. First disclaimer, do I think you can grow every single thing that will ever touch your family's mouth? I think that's very hard. Do I think that should be your goal off rip? I don't know. I don't think so, only because it might set you up for some failure, right? You want to start small and grow slowly for a multitude of reasons. The first reason being price. Things are expensive out here. Okay. The second reason is you get better as you do it longer, and you don't want to kill off things, especially since things are not cheap. So if you slow down, you're less likely to ruin things and be able to get a grasp on things or fall off taking care of it because you just got so overwhelmed. Does that make sense? Don't forget to hit that like button. So the first thing I got was an apple tree. I have harvested no apples off of either of my apple trees, but I got one a year and a half ago because I don't think I had it in the big, I got it at the end of the 2024 growing season, and so that went and grew, and then I got another one from Stark Bros this time in 2025. Now my thing with that is, and I got that one in the spring, they start out so small, and I did get both of those as like more bare root type of, well, one was like from my local greenhouse, so it wasn't bare root, but it was very small because I was following directions with the whole idea of you don't want it to have grown too much because you're going to limit the growth of it, which is fine. My peach tree, I didn't listen. I went and got my peach tree locally, and it was already flowering. I was able to harvest several peaches off of that tree in my first year. Insane. We'll see how it does this coming year. But I am going to get a second peach tree. I'm going to get it from Stark Bros because I didn't have any issues with the apple tree coming in. And they have so many varieties. So I'm looking at the Reliance Peach Semi-Dwarf. I think all of my trees are semi-dwarfs. Semi-dwarfs are already not that cheap. To go and get a dwarf is even more expensive. I think it's just because the way they have to cultivate it to even make it a proper dwarf. Because semi-dwarf and dwarf trees are the trees you want to look for in your small backyard. Those are the ones that are not going to get too big. And when I say too big, it's still looking at like 6 to 7 or maybe 8 feet tall, right? But you can trim these, which is what I intend to do. I don't want these trees to get more than max 6.5 feet. I will keep trimming. And I will trim to keep it that, because this tree, and it was so skinny when I bought it, and it still managed to hold those peaches on there, and it giving me, I think it was like 10 to 18 or so peaches. That's telling me in about 3 years, that's going to be a peach tree. That's going to have, I think, about 30, 40 peaches. Keeping in mind, I don't intend to have every single fruit. I can't grow banana here. I can't grow mango. I can't grow, we don't really eat kiwi like that. Oranges. I mean, maybe there is an orange type of variety sort of that I could grow if I was very picky and I got a greenhouse and so on and so forth. But my point is, I just want to put a massive dent in what I'm growing for us to consume of a variety of different things. So the apple and the peach trees, I'm looking forward to a ton. My kids love applesauce. And we all love apple cider and apple juice. We also, apple pie, apple crisp, just raw apples just to eat. I just love apples. So one of the apple I got from Stark Bros, I can tell you the variety. It's the Honey Crisp Apple Semi-Dwarf Supreme. So I got the Supreme version because it had a little bit more of a developed root system, but it was still such a small tree. I got a bunch of strawberries. from Stark Bros as well as other places. The Early Glow Strawberry, which is a June bearer. That's the only June bearer I have. Now, when you buy strawberries and you're not buying a plant, but like you're buying plugs, which I would recommend plugs because strawberry plugs are significantly cheaper than a strawberry plant. Walk with me, because then you're going to be like, but girl, am I going to get a strawberry strawberries this year? Maybe, probably not. But you will get strawberries probably. June bearing strawberries just means that you're going to get them all a bunch within about 4 to 5 weeks of the harvesting time. Everbearing means it's going to give you less strawberries at one time, but throughout most of the growing season. So I got the Ozark Beauty because a lot of people on this here app love the Ozark Beauties. They seem to be like a whiter strawberry. And then the TriStar Everbearer. I don't think I got any real strawberries at all from the TriStar ones. And you get about, from like most websites, about 25 for about 10 to 20 bucks. On Stark Bros, they're $16 for 25. So when you're doing that type of math, you're spending what, like 60 cents a strawberry plug? If you buy the plant, you're gonna spend about 10 bucks, 8 bucks maybe 7, maybe. So do with that what you will. I think strawberry plants are not like the trees, right? You plant an apple tree, you plant a peach tree, give it a couple years, you're gonna be harvesting a bushel, right? Several apples. Strawberry plants, I think in order to make any sort of realistic dent, you're gonna have to probably buy 25 to 50 strawberry plants, right? So about $16 to $32 plus shipping for about 3 or 4 years straight. Because you probably need about 100 strawberry plants to feel like you are pulling a lot. And at that point, I would suggest most of those be everbearing, unless you're getting them mostly for jam, because you're gonna be swimming in a bunch of June bearing if you're gonna get a lot at one time, right? I also planted a couple from seed. I did get them, but they're the wild ones, so they were really small, but they were sweet. They were really good, but they're really small. I wouldn't plant a bunch of those as seeds again, because I would like to take up more space just for strawberry plants. I think in the future, not for 2026, maybe 2027, probably 2027, what I'm gonna go ahead and do is get a raised bed just for strawberry plants, because they have runners and they will run and jump through the thing. So I have a bunch of them in my green stalk, which I'll leave. Eventually I'll probably have a green stalk of strawberry plants and then also a raised bed of strawberry plants. Not a huge one though, maybe like a 4x2 or a 4x4, something like that. I'll probably be able to plant like a bunch, because you're not gonna do one strawberry. The strawberry plants create something called a runner. A runner, it grows up out of the plant to go and attach itself to more soil to create up a whole new plant. So even though you can technically plant, I want to say 4 strawberry plants per square foot, there's a high chance I'll probably only plant 1 per square foot and let the runners kind of go semi-wild. This way I'll end up with 2 or 3 per square foot, and then you're gonna have a multitude, maybe like 60 or so in there, and then you'll just be picking lots of strawberries. Lots and lots and lots of strawberries, because we love fruits here. Blueberries, strawberries, blackberries, raspberries. We love those fruits. They're absolutely delicious. So I have those in there. The other thing, Emma Gardner, I went ahead and made purchase. Emma Gardner came out new with their own bare root fruit. I will be buying more from Emma Gardner pertaining to the root plants, because I just enjoyed the website. I think Luke is amazing. He's the owner of Emma Gardner. He has his own channel. I want to support those type of people. I also like Stark Bros. I'm going to buy more trees from Stark Bros. Like I said, I'm going to get that Reliance Peach Semi-Dwarf tree from Stark Bros. Walk with me for a second, because technically the price of Emma Gardner's strawberry plants are more expensive, but I want to give it a shot. 10 for 10 bucks. I'll probably only get 1 pack of that and keep it pushing. Like I said, it's going to be an ever-bearing variety. The next thing, I have about, I think 3 or 4 blackberry bushes that I got, or blackberry plugs that I got from my gardener. I got the Triple Crown Thornless Blackberry. Guys, I cannot express to you how important thornless is. My first year of gardening, I went to my local store, got a local blackberry bush, planted it in my big tub. I have a big like tub thing, and it grew. It did. I didn't harvest anything, and I ended up dumping that out and letting that die and rot because the thorns on that were actually painful. Like, I'm not trying to be cute or, oh, damsel in distress, nothing. I'm being for real, it was painful. And it's not worth that for me personally. So I made sure when I went ahead and bought my blackberry root plants from my gardener, I made sure they were thornless. And they were. They're $6 for one. You buy 3 or 4, I believe, and you get 10% off. $6, I bought them. Guys, they're growing. 2 or, I want to say 3 of them, for sure, got the canes coming out. I love that for me. What I'm going to have to probably do is get some type of mesh little thing and put like 4 stakes, because I grew them in, like, they're not wine barrels, but kind of like the smaller, cheap mock version of a wine barrel. And they look great. We're going to see what happens next year, because I believe they're floricanes, which means you get the berries the next year. So it grows the canes the first year, the second year you get the berries. So what's going to end up happening, right? I want to buy another 2 or 3 this year, while also getting more of those tubs, because if I move, these berries will be coming with me, and then they'll get their actual in-ground home when I'm there. But this way, this year I should get from these 2 or 3 blackberry bushes an actual harvest, and then next year they won't give me a harvest, right? But my new ones should give me a harvest. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Yes. You want to plan these this way, so eventually you're going to continually have harvests of things. Do I think 3 blackberry bushes is enough? I don't know. Remember, they are also in containers, and so that's going to limit their growth, but that's still better than nothing, right? I have 2 or 3 blueberry plants. I got one from Burpee, and I got another 1 or 2 from, I think, my local place. I definitely have at least 2, because I'm thinking of it. I definitely have at least 2. I might have 3. Guys, here's my problem. Oh, no, I do have 3, but I think 1 died. We're going to see what comes back this coming year. That's the other thing. You don't know if things actually made it through the winter or made it through whatever until the next year and they come back. Because the second year, when I was waiting for my strawberries to come back, some of them didn't, but most of them did. And that's just going to be, that's just going to happen. That's just life. I got 1 that was I got 2 that were bare root. Got nothing out of those, which I expected. And then 1 that was already flowering, like intensely. I definitely showed it to you guys over the summer. I did not get to harvest 1 blueberry from there. I was scared of animals seeing them and then taking them, when all I really had to do was stake around it and throw up a netting around it, and they wouldn't have been able to bother them. And so because of that, I don't think I got enough water. And I was supposed to up pot it into one of those little wine barrel thingies, and I never did. And so the space is small. So I'm going to up pot it and hope they come back. If it doesn't, you can get a blueberry plant for about $20 from my gardener, which is about the price you can get from Stark Bros and all the other places as well. The Patriot, the Jersey something, and there's like a couple varieties that you can find across the board that I will be looking into. I think we're gonna need about 3 to 4 successful blueberry plants. I love blueberries. I love blueberry muffins. I like eating blueberries raw. I like putting blueberries in smoothies. I like strawberries, and I think strawberries are absolutely delicious, and I do eat a lot of strawberries as well. But I feel like when it comes to a blueberry bush, and I think that's because I grew up with one. We have a house as a family in Rhode Island, right? And in Rhode Island, we have a blueberry bush. The blueberry bush produced so many blueberries, and I remember just eating them off that plant. And that bush was huge. So I know that there is a chance that I could take very good care of my blueberry bush. I could even plant it I'd be willing to plant the blueberry bush like against my fence, even if I were to sell this house so they could keep that, just to harvest those blueberries in a way. And then also have a couple in containers. Blueberries are so good. And there's no thorns. I think I would be interested in a raspberry. The raspberry is about $7 a plant, but I probably only get one of them. We like raspberries, but they're, to me, more tart than blackberries. Like the blackberries have a bit more of like a sweetness to them that makes it a little easier for me to just give them to the kids and to myself. But I will get a raspberry. Another thing I'm definitely gonna get is 2 grape plants. Those grapes probably will give me nothing for 3 years. I haven't seen anyone plant grapes in containers. So I'm very sad about this, but excited to anyway. I'm gonna still buy some grape plants today. It's about $12 per grape plant and get 2 because my neighbor gave me this cute little, it's a seat, like a bench, but it has like 4 posts that come up and there's those line things at the top that like just a small version of that, and I can see grapes growing up and draping down from that, and I think that would be great. I am gonna look up more on growing, grapes, and if I could, because I will get a 30-gallon grow bag if I need to, 2 of them. I don't even know if I could fit one there. Oh, if I shift it, yeah. If they're like, oh yeah, you can grow it in 25-gallon grow bags, I will buy them, and then we will shift those grow bags. But if not, they'll go in ground, and I think they'll do fine, and they can grow up that and be absolutely fabulous. That's all I wanted to talk about today. I don't have any specific grape plants yet that I want to grow, but I do want to grow those. So I just want to bring awareness to the fact that you can grow fruit, like for real. Grapes, blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, strawberries, and a bunch of trees. I've heard people in a zone like 1 above me, or maybe dramatic. I think he said he's zone 8. So 2 zones above me, being able to grow some type of citruses as well. And there's somebody in the zone 7. I'm fairly certain in zone 7 that has a citrus tree that she bring inside the second it gets cold, and it gives her citrus. So there's a way to go about growing yourself a bunch of different fruits, enough to last you for the year. Let's not push it, but you can start the journey. Anyway, let me know down in the comment section if you have any fruits, fruit trees, fruit bushes. Have you been able to harvest anything off of them yet, or and what varieties those are and from where, so we all can read them down in the comment section below. Please don't forget to hit that like button, that subscribe button, the share button, hit all the good buttons, and hopefully I see you in my next video. Bye bye.